Welcome back to the YouTube channel. You are 37 and you are still stuck in your mother's basement. You are 40 years and you are still using shared accommodation. And in your mind, you think you are a failure. My friend, I want to share with you the most critical challenge we face as millennials in the 21st century. I don't think you are a failure. But before I speak to you, I want to talk to the digital natives. Let me talk to the keyboard citizens, the people who were born when Facebook was around. Let me take you back to my life as a millennial. Back in the days, when you wanted to check the balance in your bank account, we never had banking apps. A big no. You grab your ATM card, you go to the ATM machine, you put in your ATM card, you check, and that's when you know the balance in your banking account. Yes, for the millennials. If you wanted to date a girl, we never had a Match or Hinge, a big no. We date girls from church, from the next house, from the next block, or the next village. Our parents taught us discipline, and the entire village had the authority to discipline somebody who was misbehaving, and everybody knew everybody on the village. Community was everything. I'm telling you, we knew everybody on the village, and all of us were responsible towards one another. Everybody cared towards one another without even being connected via the internet. And they told us we have to study, we had to find a skill. And when we grew a little bit older, we had to get married, we had to raise families. And our parents or our uncles or our relatives made sure that we could buy a house and we could have decent education and we could be happy no matter what. What I want to discuss with you today is totally different. Me as a millennial, I've seen a lot of people giving us different definitions. Some people think we are the neglected child who was born in the middle. Some people think we are the customer service generation, that we want to please everybody. Some people think we are lazy, and some people think we are given too much and we give too little back to the community. Guys, let me be very honest. The greatest challenge we face today in the 21st century was not even the pandemic. I'm sorry for those who died during the pandemic. But we have what we call the affordability crisis. What caused the affordability crisis? Let me break it down for you. The affordability crisis is caused by negative capitalism. Let me repeat. The affordability crisis that we millennials are facing is caused by negative capitalism. I'm not advocating for socialism. Let me repeat. I'm not advocating for socialism. A big no. But maybe you don't understand negative capitalism. Let me break it down for you. A lot of you have gone to school and you have essential skills. You have profound skills. You find yourself, you are working for SpaceX, you are working for Facebook, Amazon, you are working for all these gigantic companies. The CEOs and the owners of these companies are becoming trillionaires. Not even billionaires, but trillionaires. Yes, you heard me right. They are becoming trillionaires. And you who's working there, you are struggling to pay your mortgage. You must have a second job to supplement your budget. That's what I call negative capitalism. And we sound to be failures because we never have enough. Yes, the affordability crisis is killing our minds, is making us think we are failures. Back in the days, let me tell you, one person was bringing in money and he could feed 6 people. It is not possible anymore. Back in the days, our mothers remained home, or our uncles remained home and our mothers went to work. But life was affordable. In recent time, I have seen a lot of negativity towards immigrants. I'm not saying this because I'm an immigrant, no. But I want to speak to your mind. And if you disagree with me, do me a favor. Share your opinion in a comment section. I'll get back to you. But let me give you my opinion. A lot of people use immigrants as a scapegoat for their financial failures. They complain a lot. We've seen it. We've seen people going on the streets complaining all kind of complaints. But for me, I'll ask myself, how did we get here? I'm not on the left or on the right or on the center. I'm just a survivor. I'm just a small fish in an Atlantic Ocean trying to survive. Guys, I have a specific question for you. When the people in charge of countries, no, I don't know, maybe yesterday, the guy who was in yesterday or who's gonna come tomorrow, when they look on the statistics and they see in the next 20 years, we'll have a number of people retiring, and we'll have less young people who are supposed to pay the tax and pay the pension for those who are going to be retiring in that time. Do you know what they do? They come up with immigration schemes like skilled this and that to bring in people so that they can fill the gap. But that could not be the solution to the challenge. The solution would be if they lower down the affordability cost of having a family. Maybe people will be comfortable to produce children, because to have children in America or in Canada is extremely expensive. Number one, the woman will go through a transformation of change. The body changes. She cannot work the way she used to work. Like, yes, she will get back to normal, but it will take time. And remember, it is almost impossible to depend on a single check right now. Everything is very expensive, and it's very difficult for us to depend on one single check. It's not like back in the days. So, for me, instead of crucifying immigrants and throwing all kind of negativity, I rather talk to the people in authorities to lower down the cost of living so that people can produce children, and these children, as they grow, then they will pay the tax to sustain the seniors. That's how I see it. If I'm wrong, do me a favor, put it in the comment section. Let me know what you think, because the cost of living, guys, what is the first thing you're gonna do when you get married? Is to buy a house. Some people will even want to buy a good car, because if you have children, you want to travel with them. You won't put them in a two-car, like you need a decent car. If you relate, let me know in a comment section. So you're gonna have a good car, you're gonna have a house. But guys, to buy property right now is almost impossible. The interest rates are up there in the sky. I was watching TV yesterday and I saw that 88% of Americans who wrote beautiful and ambitious resolutions for the year 2026 are abandoning those resolutions because they are feeling economic heat in their pockets. So we have allowed negative capitalism to tear our lives down. And we think we are failing. We think we are failures. So I believe we millennials are not lazy. I believe we are not failures, but we must assume responsibility and take part and become people who make decisions in every corner of the world so that we can regulate capitalism, so that we can survive. You have all the right to disagree with me and let me know what you think. This has been a very difficult video for me to make, but when you look critically, sometimes I work in nursing homes, and I've seen how the health industry is being, I call it what, commercialized. I've seen people who cannot afford nursing homes, and they look at the amount of money they have in their bank accounts according to their insurance companies, and they will say, how long will I be able to survive on this income? A lot of people don't know why President Trump won the elections for the second term. Guys, the only reason why President Trump won the elections is not because he had brilliant ideas. No, a big no. He preached the gospel of affordability, and he won. Let's go to the New York boy, Mamdani. Mamdani only won the elections not because he was the most qualified candidate or like he had a rich background. A big no. Literally, the entire political dynasty of the United States fought him, both Republican and Democrats. But because he was singing the gospel of affordability, New Yorkers trusted him. So, before we judge one another, before we throw stones towards one another, I want to encourage you, millennials, you are not failures. No, the world has just turned into a greedy machine. More, 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 more. And sometimes we even forget that one day we will stop breathing and we will go with nothing. But it is human greed that has led us to this affordability crisis in 2026. So I think the greatest challenge we face as millennials, around even the pandemic, forgive me those who lost their loved ones during the pandemic, but the greatest challenge right now is affordability. I've seen a lot of senior citizens and you are giving them care, but they are constantly worried about their medical expenses. And I'm not saying in most of the Western countries, some countries have very good systems. For example, in Canada, you don't pay for medical. Like when you want to go to see a doctor, you don't pay. And that is a relief. Then in some parts of US too, the states have, I call them what? The insurances are a little bit down and they make sure that people get medical attention and the medical expenses are not too much. So I think we need to regulate and contain and regulate it with passion and desire, the negative capitalism. because it is killing us. Not the young, not the old, but all of us. If people cannot have children because they are scared, because they think about the size of their bank account, we have a massive problem. Americans, listen to me. If you're going to have a child and you have to think about the cost of the child, we have a problem. Canadians, listen to me. If you're going to have children, but you have to critically think about the amount of time and money you're going to spend on your family, we have a crisis. And this crisis was not brought by immigrants. A big no. We have to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, how did we get here? How did we even get to this situation? This is a question for the boomers, for the Gen Zs, for the millennials, for everybody. Because back in the days, things were a little bit cheaper. And I'm not trying, I don't want to be reactive. I always want to be proactive. But because I work with vulnerable people, I see the mental stress on a daily basis. I see it. People becoming homeless. It's very easy for you to become homeless, and it's very easy to lose your mind simply because we have allowed negative capitalism to take over. So let's become humans again. A big yes. Let's get back to the principles. Let's use technology to make sure that we lower down the cost of living instead of using it to amplify the cost of living. It's difficult. I've seen in recent time people are leaving the Western world, going back to Africa or to Asian countries because the dollar is stronger. Yeah, some people, they are privileged enough that they can stay in two countries. What about those who are born in one country and they cannot afford to leave their loved ones because all they know is their community? You get my point. I want to know what you think. If you are a boomer, I know you faced different challenges. Let me know. We never faced the Second World War and First World War. We never faced the diseases you guys faced. But now we have an invisible disease. And that is affordability crisis. That is the skyrocketing of prices on everything. The subscriptions, the interest rates with on buying houses, the property taxes. It's very annoying when you see people crying and not to be in a position to solve their problem because of economics, because of affordability. Yes. I come from the slums and I'm very okay to stay with less. It's okay to sleep in a small place. It's okay with me not to have big car. It's okay with me. But society, the expectations. You see, we even finish. Let me talk about even the garbage degrees. The system tells us we have to go to school and finish and have a degree, become procurement officers, become economists. But a lot of my friends, even when we finish these degrees, we come back and look for jobs and we cannot find the jobs. So we have to go back and study and become registered nurses, change careers, become plumbers, become electricians. You get my point. Simply because we want to survive in big cities. We want to survive in San Francisco. We want to be able to live in New York City. You cannot live in these big cities unless you have a special skill. But back in the days, social workers could easily afford apartments in New York. Not anymore. So that is the greatest challenge that we face as millennials, is the economic affordability crisis. This is the gospel that churches should be preaching. We should regulate negative capitalism. Thank you so much. And if you watched up to now, thank you. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll reply you. I'm looking forward to hear what you have to say. Which kind of challenges are you facing? Which part of the world are you staying? If you are in Africa, which challenges are you facing? If you are in Australia or in India, let me know. You see, regardless of the situation being very expensive, we can connect with the world easily with these social media platforms. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. And let me know which other topic you want me to talk about. Thank you. Bye bye.